Yes. Thanks so much and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jon Blok, and today we have an enlightened guest that can help with your personal health and well-being. Alissa Christine is a visionary artist, healing artist, virtual reality artist, photographer, and author. You'll definitely want to tune in and catch the vibes from this conversation. And talking about vibes, I gotta apologize because mine is a little off right now. I've got way too much spam, barely any RAM. My followers aren't following for free and it's messing with my energy. My likes are down and my influence is shrinking. My DeFi portfolio keeps rising, then it's sinking. My OpenSea account just got closed, and how many more exchanges will the feds expose? Am I spending too much time with small-minded people online? Or is the hype and dream of decentralization just a thing in my mind?
Am I the only one? Is this just a game, and is it even still fun?
Okay. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, that's better. Let's get on with the show. Welcome to ROK the BLOK. I'm your host, Jon Blok, and today we have special guest, Alissa Christine, VR artist and healing practitioner. Hello, Alissa. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on the program.
Oh, really thank you for taking the time to chat with us today. So let's just dive right into it, right? So why is healing and wellness important to you personally?
Healing is life, right? I mean, wellness is life. And for me, life is important. And it's important to feel as good as possible, as often as possible. So since the beginning with my artwork, and I also have traditional background in photography and all different paintings, my intention always was to bring love, light, and, help elevate in some way, shape, or form. At even one point, I was doing photography and art in light boxes with back LED lights, because to bring the light. And VR changed all of that and made it three-dimensional in a whole different way to share the light. And so, wellness is important. I mean, especially now with so much going on, so much stimulation, so many things to pay attention to, it's really important to give ourselves that self-care time. And I practice it very often. I need to practice it often, and I'd like to share that with people as well.
Well, that's great. That's a beautiful thing. Was this always your calling in your journey since you can always remember?
I've always had that intention, right? I would always help people who were very nurturing, helping heal people before I even knew what I was doing. I would just put my hands on them and, help people feel better, colds, sprains, anything. And then I started to get training and hone that craft and just start working with it a little bit more intentionally. And so I don't know as long as I can remember, I would say, definitely about 20 years of conscious connection of what I'm doing with the healing arts. So a little bit of a long time, I guess. I don't know.
That's cool. Well, it definitely sounds like I would put that in the category of a calling for sure towards that path. So you have, the healing, like you said, hands-on, Reiki, meditation, those kind of things, and it's definitely organic and physical. So when did you incorporate the tech element into your art? You're doing, 3D and VR. So when did that find its way into what you're doing?
It's really funny for me. I mean, so prior to doing virtual reality, I was doing photography professionally, and I also was on a path learning permaculture and sustainable living. And so I was taking courses and doing workshops, and then I became a teacher trainer, and then I was also training permaculture in this, and found my way in Costa Rica and loved it in Costa Rica, and would continuously look for ways to be in Costa Rica more. So I was fortunate to connect with a hotel group, and I was doing photography for the hotel group. So I would go back and forth. Being in Miami, it's an easy flight. And at that time, the ticket prices were super affordable and airfare. So in any case, I was doing my best to maintain my Costa Rica connection and being in that type of environment. And I was also on the way out of digital. Although I was doing photography, I was doing it, there's a lot of post-production in almost any kind of visual, right? So photography also has post-production, digital retouching and all that. And I was just working my way out of that, looking for other ways that people could do. So I was on a digital detox at the time in Costa Rica, and I was focusing more on the healing arts and making crystal jewelry and helping, Reiki and working on the land. and then I submitted an application for an art festival in Costa Rica called the Tamarindo Art Wave Festival. And this was 2018. And that was at a time when the VR was getting popular, and they happened to be one of the first people in Costa Rica to have a VR headset. And they were looking for somebody to paint live for their performance of the festival. And they asked me if I was interested. And of course I was interested because this was super cool. And I was already doing 3D stuff, with the 3D glasses, and, it's nothing like VR. And so I figured it out. I planned a trip to get there. They supported me for 2 weeks prior to the festival, and I taught myself how to do virtual reality painting and tilt brush. And so in 2 weeks, I worked it out, and then I was on stage painting. My first painting was a butterfly. So the symbol of Costa Rica is the blue morpho butterfly. So I wanted to paint this butterfly as my performance. And so I did the butterfly with chakras down the center. So if you're familiar with chakras or not, they're energy centers. They all relate to a particular color, and they connect with different energy flows in the body. Lots to the chakra. So I felt it was a very nice painting and piece to create and share, and it was connected to Costa Rica. So as I was painting that, I realized how amazing it is to be in this light. So if you're not familiar with how the VR painting works, you basically, you have a controller. So just like you play a game, you have these buttons and then you make things happen. So rather than shooting, I can shoot light, a lot of people are dealing with all these competitive games and stuff, but so you can paint with light. And you could choose transparency, you can choose rainbows, you can choose all these different types, and you can paint all around you. So that's how tilt brush works. And as I was painting it, I just felt so completely fascinated, amazed, immersed in the light. And then I basically got hooked on it. There was no way I was gonna not continue to do that because I felt the power.
Wow, that's amazing. Very cool. So, you talked about the digital detox, it was the beginning of this journey. How about the balance between physical and digital, right? Because you have that healing, but you're going into the digital to help with healing. How do you find that balance? How do you work with your clients? What are your suggestions or your tips on how to do that?
I think every answer to every question is exactly balance. It's moderation, right? So whether you're trying to lose weight or play games or sports, it's just all moderation. And it's the same for me. It begins here for me. I cannot stay in the VR headset for 20 hours at a time working. So I will be in the headset for maybe an hour to 2 max. And it's not even like I have a timer. I just need it off my head. So it's like I have this internal clock that tells me it's time to get outside. And for me, that's one of the things I do. I mean, I am an ocean lover. I do my best to be near the beach or the ocean as much as possible, because that's my peace, my sanity, my workout, my meditation. Even when I do the sessions with clients, I have with the VR meditation sessions, I have sessions that are 7 minutes, about 7 to 10 minutes, and then I have some that are 20 minutes. And typically I won't go longer than 20 minutes because I feel like that's through the years, finding a good balance with what people like and enjoy and they have comfort with, and it's not too much. So it's about 15, 20 minutes seems to be a magic number. And so most of my meditations are in that range. And although I do have a quickie that is like for a pop-up for a big event. So 7 minutes is, it's a good number too for people to just try it out a little bit. And it's amazing how much calm they receive in 7 minutes. What is important for you to take a moment to relax at any time in whatever activity you're doing, right? That's where I find balance. It's important. It's just tip. Mix it up.
That's a great tip. Balance and moderation, between the physical and digital. So it sounds like, you're definitely working on some really cool things, from the VR. I know you're doing events, you do like performance art as well at the same time. So what are you working on currently that you're really excited about and that everyone should know about?
I am super excited about these the meditations that are being released, basically. So, as you know, virtual reality and art is somewhat of a new field and genre. And being a pioneer starting 2018, I've been able to create a lot and paint a lot, although there's a difference between, like working in the developer mode or the app itself that you're painting with, and then actually having someone able to use the app or, creating it in a way that is user-friendly. Let's put it that way. So, it requires some coding, some developers to make an app. And I am now making apps with the VR. So I'm very happy about that because this is a huge leap for me because I had always been doing a one-on-one session where I would personally guide people through the art and I would personally lead them with the controllers. And now there's an app, so people can guide themselves, or they could just put on the headset and relax, and the journey happens for them. It's either I have 360 videos that I can provide for people, so there's no requirement to do anything. You could just sit back and relax, lay down. It's great. I've been doing these at the yoga studios, and it's a lot of fun because it just allows you to be free within the artwork, and it really provides an opportunity for me to share my art and provide the guided meditation while they're journeying through the artwork. So it becomes this multi-sensory experience. And some of my experience is also like the chakra goddess that I created with the butterfly. That is totally multi-sensory. So I've incorporated all the senses: aromatherapy for your smell, obviously the sight, sound. The interesting thing is the artwork will vibrate to the frequency of the sounds. So it's audio reactive. So there's a subtle set of animation that happens and it will vibrate to the music. And then also taste. So I'll provide some culinary pleasures like teas or chocolates or something that go with each chakra, right? So each chakra has its own dimension. That I really love because it's multi-dimensional and multi-sensory. So that app is in progress, and that's the next one on the slate. And currently I have completed a mushroom journey, and that will be featured during Art Basel. And I also have an aqua, it's called Aquazul, and that is a journey underwater, and it connects you with blue mind, blue spaces, right? And that was commissioned by, thank you very much. That was commissioned by the Adrian R. Center for the Performing Arts. And so they contacted me to create this experience for their wellness. They had an Art and Mind Wellness Day festival. We had a lot of meditators that day. I got to tell you, when I first started doing VR, to try to even explain to somebody this experience and would you like to try it? And it was just like, it just didn't connect. And this time I did the event with the Adrian Arts Center, and there were people lined up like around the arena inside. It's, it's like a performing arts center, and they were lining up and waiting to come in. I felt, it was tough because we were trying to move as fast as we could, but still the meditation is 7 minutes. We're not, it's like, so in that case, it was really nice because people were out there and then they came in and they had a moment to just pause. And they didn't have to do anything. And they were able to really receive that blue consciousness. And the intention by the Arts Center was to help people, to give them inspiration to get in the water, actually, So, right, the beach is right here. And it was literally 20 minutes away from the Arts Center. And most people who live in Miami, like 40% of the people haven't even been into the ocean. It's really fun to be able to share this. And anyway, so that's what I'm really excited about, is to be able to share it with more people, because now having an app, I can share it. I also have 20 headsets. So I'll show you one of my new acquisitions. So we have 20 of these. And so we can do events with 20 people at a time. And it can also be virtually, right? So just like you can go into VR chat or any of these other metaverses, you can also experience the meditations there. And that is the next step. So once we have the app set up, then I'm going to create them accessible via metaverse. And so anybody online can access them just if you have a headset, and we'll do like a ticketing, maybe NFT ticketing. So you have a token and then that gets you into the event. And so, we're working out different things, is one step at a time, but that's the next phase is going to be having it accessible in an online metaverse. So yeah, there's a lot of things rolling right now, thankfully.
That's really cool. Super exciting. So much content, so much to do and experience. So what's the best way for someone to follow and stay connected to everything that you have going on?
Alissa Christine .love. So ALISSACHRISTINE.love, or also Linktree/Alissa Christine. I'm also using the name of Lover Worldwide on Twitter, Instagram, and that's focusing mostly on the VR stuff. So Lover is LUVR, so it's like love VR together. So, and then Worldwide. So Lover Worldwide. And you can find me on socials that way. I can take these VR journeys anywhere. So me and the Pelican cases of the headsets can go anywhere and take this to any location, really. So, and I'm really enjoying doing it in IRL, like on location, because we've been so virtual for so long. And yeah, this is a virtual experience, but then to be in this experience live with other people is really nice because everyone's having this shared experience. Oh, and also there's, we do a live sound bath along with the live experience in person. The next event we're doing is during the Art Basel and Miami Art Week. So December 10th, we're doing an event on that Sunday, like a wind down, everyone at the end of all of the craziness. If they're still moving, there's the VR sessions, and we'll have a DJ that is going to be doing the backing track of my meditation. So he'll be playing live, and that'll be Owani. And then we have Ricky K, and then she's going to be doing the sound healing, and that'll be at Inhale Miami on December 10th. And you can find that on my Linktree on how to get in touch. And then I'm looking to do more events in different places. I'm taking requests. I'd love to travel. So if there are places that are looking to incorporate this as a part of their event or their wellness practice, like even corporate. So I'm also working on that angle and getting into the wellness connections there. So it's just, it's like I released my album. It's ready.
All right. That is awesome. Awesome. So much to see, so much to experience. Definitely check out Alissa Christine. Thank you for taking the time to share your story and your journey and your art with us today. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much.